guys, so before I get started on this video, I just want to say that I've noticed from my videos, not that they get a ton of views, but right now 97.7% of people aren't subscribed to my channel. So I'd really like this channel to grow a little bit, and not even in the terms of like, it's okay if you don't want to subscribe. I know people have a ton of subscribers and they don't want to subscribe, but to be more of a group and be more of a open discussion where people can talk in the channel and they can say ideas and things like that. I have a lot of opportunity to create content, but my main thing to be open with you guys is the fact that I'm just not a very creative person. So like when it comes to thinking of an idea, that's not me. You give me an idea and I can make it happen, and that's what I want this channel to be about. If I have people that ask me questions in the comments, and so I answer them, but they're not big enough questions where I could really make a whole video on that question. So if you guys have any recommendations, feel free to put them in the comments and I can make a video on them. But this video is going to be more towards the KTuner, because I have had a few questions on the KTuner and people not really knowing the ins and outs of how the KTuner works. So there's a bunch of people who say I got a KTuner and I got TSP stage 1. It's a night and day difference. And then there's other people who go, well, what does the KTuner do? Does it have to be plugged in all the time? Like, do you have to reflash every time you start the car? So I kind of wanted to go over that. I wanted to go over the on-the-fly map switching, because I think that's a big one, and honestly that confused me in the beginning, never having heard of it before, and then seeing that KTuner does on-the-fly map switching, and you're like, well, wait, how does it do that? So we're going to get into that at the end of this little discussion. So the KTuner that I have is the V2, which is the one with the touchscreen, as you've seen in my previous videos, and it doesn't always have to be plugged into the car. Now, I say that, but when you're running TSP stage 1, if the KTuner's not plugged into the car, every time you start the car, it'll revert back to map 1. So like, I don't know if this really makes a difference, but they call it like a valet mode type thing, where if you go to dinner one night, want to park your car in the valet, and you don't want them to have the full tune on it, you can disconnect the KTuner, be in map 1, and then if you don't trust the valets, they won't have as much fun with your car driving around. Which, yes, that makes a difference between map 1, map 2, and map 3, but at the same time, I mean, if the valet is going to go for a joyride, then the valet is going to go for a joyride. It's not like it limits the speed to 50 miles an hour or anything like that. So I don't think it really counts as a valet mode. But so with this KTuner, once you flash a tune onto the car, which you do it when the engine's not running but the ignition is on, so it's in like accessory mode, every time you start the car again, you don't have to reflash it. It will stay flashed. Imagine how much of a pain that would be if every time you got in the car you had to put it to accessory mode, go in the KTuner map, go back to all your tunes, reflash a tune, and then start driving. That would be absolutely ridiculous. So when you flash a tune, it overwrites the tune that's previously on your ECU. You can think of it more like a hard drive. When you shut off your computer, your hard drive doesn't erase itself. It's the same thing with the KTuner. Once you put something on your ECU for your computer, it's there. It's there until you either go back to stock, unlock the KTuner, or just change the tune in general. So that's something to think about. It really is a nice product. It gives you all the freedoms you want from this car. Also unlocks a lot of power. I've never actually had this car on the dyno, to be honest. But a lot of people in the forums and online use the butt dyno. And I know, I mean, I'm in third gear right now, and I'm in the 19, well, I'm in map 2. So I'm in the 19 PSI and the 21 PSI map, not in sport mode. And even compared to stock, and with 19 PSI, it pulls just a little bit harder than it did stock. And it feels so nice. So with TSP Stage 1, on-the-fly map switching is what I'm talking about when I say map 1, map 2, and map 3. While I'm driving, I can have my cruise control off where it doesn't show the green lights saying ACC and LKAS, the lane keep assist and the active cruise control. You turn it off by hitting the main button, hold cancel for 3 seconds, and once you're done, your RPM gauge changes from the RPMs to whatever number base map you're in, or whatever number map you're in. So I can hit down to go to 1, which is stock. I can hit 2, which is the 1921, which is what I normally use, or go up to 3, which is the 19, and custom tune, which is about 24.5. So I keep it in 2. I don't have an upgraded clutch. It's a leased car. I'm not trying to be too rough on it. It's a good all-around medium. Occasionally I'll see myself putting myself into map 3, but it's maybe once a month, if that, because the difference between map 2 and map 3 is so minimal that, yeah, you feel it a little bit and you can definitely tell you're in a different map, but there's just no reason for it. I'm not on the racetrack. I'm not racing another car. I'm just daily driving it. When I like to feel the acceleration, the 1921 does perfect for me. So to get out of it, all you have to do is hold cancel once you pick the map you want. You pick the map you want, whatever number it is, and then you hit cancel and it's done. It's in that map. And this is the part that really confused me when I first got the KTuner, because when you first go to the KTuner software and you put a base tune, just say for instance the 23 PSI tune that comes with the KTuner. When you put that on, you can go to on-the-fly map switching and switch like each map. So even though you picked the 23 PSI base map, you can make it map 1 be 19, map 2 be 20, and map 3 be 21. That really screwed me up, because I'm like, well, wait, how are you picking 1920 as your 2 other base maps if it's the 23 PSI tune? Well, it's not. You kind of select the base tune just in their software, but they're all very similar. They're all going to try and hit the same air-fuel ratios. They're all going to try and do the same thing. You're just limiting what the boost is going to be set to. So you can't really think of on-the-fly map switching as externally to a tune. You have to think of it as it is the tune. And I think that's something I didn't understand in the beginning. So with TSP Stage 1, you can't make any adjustments to it. That's all. You can do boost by gear, which is totally different, but you can't change map 1, map 2, and map 3. They are preset maps. On KTuner's base maps, you can change them. You can have map 1 real low, map 2 higher, and map 3 the highest. So I actually have that set up on mine, where I have a non-TSP Stage 1 tune that is map 1 is just about stock, map 2 is like 1921, and then map 3 is 19 and 23. But I saw no point to using that after getting TSP Stage 1. TSP Stage 1 is just a way all-around better tune. It's better to drive with. It's flawless. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be other tunes out there that come out, but for now, TSP Stage 1 is really the best tune that I've seen. It's way better than any of the other base maps. I can't speak for longevity of how like your car is going to react to it after 100,000 miles or so, But we'll see. I mean, it's at the boost levels I'm running, it's not running much higher than any other KTuner base map. So I don't think there's going to be any long-term effects. Unfortunately, well, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I'm not going to have the car past 50,000 miles. So yeah, I'm kind of put someone else in a rough spot. The person that has this car after me, they're not going to know what's been done to it before. And at the same time, I'm not going to know how it holds up for future cars. So I know there's people that have been running for 15, 20, 30, and even 40,000 miles now with their KTuner, and they've had no issues. Some people haven't even replaced the clutch. So it's all about how you drive. You don't put too much pressure on your engine. You notice that in these videos, I spend most of my time shifting just because I like the RPMs to be as high as they can for a given speed when I'm accelerating, just so it's easier on the engine. I don't floor it in 6th gear. I try not to floor it until past about 3,000 RPMs, as I've said in other videos. But the KTuner is absolutely great. You guys can keep putting comments and questions down here. I know a lot of you guys, like I said in the beginning, want to get a KTuner or look to get a KTuner, but you just don't know a lot about it. And I was one of those people when I first got it. I knew what it was, I knew what it did, but I didn't know how it did what it did. So I love it now, absolutely love it, and I think you guys should really give it a shot. And if you have any more questions before you want to buy one, let me know. I'll answer every single question, and I look at every single comment.